Hello everybody and welcome here in Leuven in Belgium in a very beautiful place, the Holland College. It's an historical building and we're having here a concert in a few minutes for a group of Dutch people actually. Outside is raining, it's very windy as you might hear, maybe not. And today I'm not going to play for you, I just want to explain the in memoriam video or say a few words. Yesterday, 1 year before yesterday, Jacques van Oortmerssen, my teacher, passed away very suddenly, unexpected. He was in great health, the top of his power, so to say. And it was a shock for many of us, of course, in the first place for his family and his wife. But for many of his students, this was really a shock because Jacques was more than a teacher alone. He was a friend to many of us and a kind of father figure as well, in a good way. He was not following us very closely, but I think if you were a student of him, you will recognize a feeling that he was on the background, available, so to say. And so still today, 1 year later, it feels as a shock to me. 2015, I lost my father, also very unexpected. First person I thought about was Jacques van Oortmerssen, to call him. Jacques knew my family very well. We had regular contacts, but the fact that the first thought went to him, that means something. And having lost him as a friend and as a teacher and as a milestone actually, still 1 year later feels awkward, it feels weird. And being 44 years old now, one should say that there comes a time when one becomes an adult in any way, meaning taking responsibility for every decision you make. But last year many things changed in a way that are not major, and that's not major changes, but having lost somebody like him and my father actually makes you more adult in a way that you cannot describe. You're a little bit more alone. There's not someone anymore to call to if you are struggling with something. And of course, this date couldn't pass without making a dedicated video for him. I could have played Bach. Many will remember him as an exceptional Bach player. It's a shame actually that he didn't have the chance to finish his complete Bach recordings. But he played other music as well in a gorgeous way. There's a fabulous Brahms CD out for him. There is a very beautiful CPE Bach CD. But what fewer people will know is that he was a great Mozart player. His technique enabled him to play all the ornaments with a refinement that is seldomly heard. And so 1 month before he died, or 6 weeks, he played a concert nearby where we live, Anja and I live, and we had actually a very nice dinner together. He and his wife Tony, Anja and I, and that evening is special to me. We talked about things in the light of what happened later. Yeah, it makes one wonder if people are not feeling unconsciously what will happen soon. We really talked about what would happen after his death actually. It's very weird. And next to that we talked about the future. He retired from his teaching job in Amsterdam, so he had more time, which was very relative, with so many concerts still planned. We were in the midst of the planning of building the studio, which is still ongoing, and I really would have loved to have talked with him. We planned to meet in December in his new apartment, and that, of course, a conversation will never happen, so we will never know what his ideas were on our business plan, if you would like to call it like that. But more than that, there was a kind of opening actually to do things together. I really would have loved to play Mozart symphonies and like this with him, four-handed, on the clavichord, on organ, on pianoforte, and there was a good chance that we would have made recordings for our new label together, which would have been great. So this Mozart Symphony is also in memoriam, so to say, not only to him, but also to the things that we all will miss from him, that he cannot deliver anymore, ever. And that's so hard when somebody when somebody dies. There's no way back. And in the case of a sudden death like there's also no way to say goodbye, and that feeling still is very much on my shoulder, so to say. Okay, so not about music, there would be a lot of this, and if Jacques would hear this, he would certainly say, Wim, shut up and go play some music. It's all not necessary to talk about me, just forget me. We all know him, and he would react like that. But in a way, it's inevitable that I did something today for him. And from here, I really wish his family and his wife Tony really all the strength that is necessary to pass that 1 year date. It's terrible. I've witnessed it with my father just on the date that he died 1 year ago, 1 year before. It's really, you all go through it again. So I wish all the strength. And just to say that we all, I think, certainly but I think many of us still miss him very much. Okay, that was it for today. To prepare a concert now, and he would say, you better dedicate your time on that. Okay, thanks for listening, and we see each other very soon again. Bye.